Hejsan hej! Welcome to Pixelpia. Tonight I will continue my series about podcasts. And tonight I want to talk about how you should think when you're trying to come up with a name for your podcast. So let's start and look at what they have to say on Buzzsprout's blog about naming your podcast. And I actually have my podcast on Buzzsprout, but I can't say that I followed all their advice. So let's take a look here. How to name your podcast in 2021. And they start by talking about why it is important that you pick the right name. It makes a strong first impression to new listeners. You should think about if it's easy to find in podcast directories. If it can boost your SEO in relevant Google searches. And it sets the tone for your brand and helps you reach your target audience. So let's think about that. Hi, Not a Great Gamer. Welcome. Hejsan hej. So the first thing is to think about a name that actually reflects the content of your podcast. It should not be too confusing for the eventual audience to figure out what the podcast is about. It can be kind of descriptive. And it's a good idea to try and keep it short. 25% of all podcasts that are out there have less than 29 characters in their name. And it can be up to 3 to 4 words. And if you have a brand name, you can include this. If I'm looking at my own podcast, A Swedish Fika, I didn't include my brand name, Pixelpia, but I have it added on my channel art where I say A Swedish Fika by Pixelpia. I will come back to my own podcast name because I have made some mistake, but I will explain. You should use descriptive words. Mine shows that it's about Swedish somehow. And searchability, that is where I made the biggest mistake. I used a Swedish word in my title, fika. I am considering whether I should keep it, but I think for now I will keep it, and hopefully I will get it to work out anyhow by using good titles on my episodes. So how do you come up with this? Well, a good way to go around it is to ask people before you decide. Ask your network, ask your friends, ask family. There are a couple of other things that are not directly connected to the name, but are important to think about. Are there other podcasts out there that have the same name? if you want to build a website and maybe get your own domain name, you need to search if that domain is available. And these are 4 of the biggest mistakes you should try to avoid. To pick a name where you want to create a domain, add a domain name, and you don't check beforehand. Also check if it's available on social media. I have a Swedish fika as a domain, swedishfika.com, and I use it on all my social. A Swedish fika. So it was available. That was one of the reasons why I wanted to stick with it. In some cases, you can include the name podcast in the actual title of the podcast, but that is absolutely not necessary. So don't force in the word podcast. Avoid offensive words and try to avoid very long and keyword word stuffed titles. I found another website that I want to share with you now. And this is 6 formulas for finding the perfect podcast name. The first one, as you can see, is the Ideal Listener podcast. And we have a couple of examples here. The Freelance Writing Coach podcast, the Founders Journal, Indie Hackers, and I Am a Creator. This is a name that directly focus on who the listener, the potential listener should be. It should be someone aspiring to be a writer or a creator. The second category here is play on words. And a little warning here. Don't try to be too clever if you are not already having a reputation, if people don't already know who you are, because it can backlash. But this is Lit AF podcast, Call Her Daddy, Armchair Expert, Unlocking Us, Office Ladies, Philosophize This. This is a little play on word titles. The third way is to use your perspective. Maybe it's a podcast about certain opinions and you want to reflect that in your name. For example, Thinking is Cool, The Future Belongs to Creators, Position for Purpose, On Purpose with Jay Shetty, Think Fast, Talk Smart. That shows your perspective, and people that either agree with it or disagree with it can be drawn to that name because it's very obvious what it's about. If you already have a name that people recognize, of course, the easiest is to just name it with your name. The Colin and Samir Show, the Joe Rogan Experience, the Tiny Meat Gang podcast, and Zane and Health Unfiltered. But most of us can't use that form. And then we have cadence plus topic or topics plus cadence, something that tells how regularly this podcast come out. And we have example, The Daily or TED Talks Daily, Aquarius Today, Leo today, Virgo today, or whatever sign, or today explained. That shows it can be daily, it can be weekly, it can be monthly, but it shows in the title itself how often you will publish. And the third type of titles is the benefit to listener. That shows in the title of the podcast what the listener can learn or how they can benefit from listening. And here we have some example. Deliverability defined. Podschool podcast. Stuff you should know. The self-love fix. Payday with Ray Ray. And my first million. Pretty self-explanatory what these podcasts are about. So, it is not easy to come up with your podcast. And let me see if I find it here. On the Buzzsprout website that I just showed you, they have 10 tips for creating your podcast name. So let's take a look at those. Number 1, make sure that your name convey the message and the tone of the podcast. This is one of the reasons why I decided to keep the word fika in there, because if people have listened to my first podcast where I explained what Swedish fika is, they know exactly that this is about a short, relaxing time where you maybe learn something, but it's a short recharge time. And my podcasts are usually between 10 and 15 minutes per episode. Swedish, of course, tells you that it has something to do with Sweden. Tip number 2 here is survey the competition. Look for other podcasts within the same genre or the same theme and see if you can get some ideas. But be original. Don't copy a name that's already out there. Keep it specific. And here again, they talk about the importance of short, catchy name, 15 to 20 characters. And if you publish, for example, on Apple Podcasts, they don't have a field for subtitles or taglines. So your title just has to fit in that short space. You don't want it to be truncated. Use keywords. And I just said, don't overload with keywords. But one of the keyword I used is Swedish because it is about being Swedish. So try to find a keyword that you can use in your title that describes your podcast as a whole. And if you're not sure, go on Google and search using that word and see what you can find. And of course, check if there are any other podcasts. And here you have use a podcast name generator. And there are many different you can use. I think this was the one I tried to use. No, it was not this. But let's see what happened if I search for Swedish here. And at the same time, this is checking for domain availability. So I get that information too. So here we have, you can go in and change here what industry it's under. And let's see, I want it to be on the podcast, but it said it had to already. No, podcast, apply. And here we have a whole lot of tips: Swedish discuss, Swedish roundup, Swedish hour, Swedish advisor, and it goes on and on and on. So here you can also change here to 1 and 2 words if you want the word Swedish that you used in your search up here to be before or after the second word, and if you want it to rhyme. So now I said Swedish as the second word: sweet Swedish, special Swedish, story Swedish, spark Swedish. It's not rhyming, it's actually alliteration. Both words starts with S, but it's not bad. So that is a good idea to use a podcast name generator. At the same time, there are websites where you can, let me quickly take a look at Namelix. Is that the one? No. I will have to look them up. There are websites where you can also search for social media if the names are free there, and all types of web domain name, .com, .net, all of them. Number 7, make it easy to say and spell. Nobody knows what fika is, and that was a mistake on my side. But think about it. Most podcasts get expired. No, they get... Now I'm losing word. What word am I looking for? Oh, Gina Bina, you found one. Most podcasts get discovered by mouth to mouth. Someone listened to your podcast and they suggest it for somebody else. So make it easy to spell and to say. And make it memorable. This is a little harder because what's memorable for me is maybe not memorable for you. And then again, if you have a business name or a brand name, keep it similar or include that brand name. I didn't include it in the title itself, but I have it added. Leave room to grow. Podcast changes over time, and give it room to change. I can easily change mine to a Swedish anything if I want to stay within the Swedish genre. And again, what to avoid: expletives and offensive language, using the word podcast, special characters, misspelling, abbreviations, and punctuations. Make it simple. And adding your name to the end of your title. Apple Podcast rejects titles with the creator's name at the end. If you want to use your name in your title, start with it or have it in the center. Weekly Pixel Pia show or something like that. This is where I'm gonna end. Oh, you're talking about... This is where I'm gonna end my part of this. And now I'm gonna go back to the chat and see what's going on, and I will soon invite you. Gamer, I said hello already. Ghana, what am I thinking about? Oh, a name. I'm not really sure what was going on there. Hi, DJ. Nice to see you. My hair looks splendid. I don't think so. I have actually been sick all day. And I'm sweating right now. And then I take the hoodie off and then I start freezing. So I'm surprised that my hair looks splendid. What else do we have here? Swedish finka. No, fika. You're auto-reviving queen. I don't get that. Where did you say Swedish fika? Ghana, let me know. You have mini bagels, and now I'm getting hungry. I haven't eaten all day. Let me see. Gina Bina, you're not late. Everybody is welcome whenever they came in. Oh, that's what you're talking about. What was my shorts today, Gina? I don't even remember. So that is the shorts. Okay, I don't remember what short I did today. Ghana is back. Welcome back. I am gonna share the link to, if you are interested, to jump in here and we can talk about naming a podcast, or we can talk about anything else. You are all welcome in here. And now I'm sweating again. I need to take this off. And here we have.
Hey, Pia.
How are you?
I'm good. Give me a minute. I dropped my glasses.
Oh, okay. Pick them up. We're waiting. I'm gonna do this while he's picking up his glasses, and I'm gonna share with you. If you know by now that I use StreamYard for my streams. I love StreamYard. And if you didn't know, on their channel, every Sunday between 8 and 8:30, they have what they call, I don't remember what they called them, but they have Q&A live stream for 30 minutes with the two original founders of StreamYard. And you can ask questions, and it's really nice. You can ask, and they tell you a little bit about new functions that coming up and stuff like that. And what they do every week is they have a drawing.
Okay.
And in that drawing, hi Gina.
Hello.
In that drawing, they have used their own wheel that I have used before. That is a function within StreamYard.
Yeah.
You can win, and not this Sunday, the Sunday before, or maybe even the week before, I was lucky and won. And let me show you. This is their new.
Nice.
And it came in good today when I was feeling under the weather. And it's really nice. I don't know if you can see here. The inside of the hoodie, of the hood itself goes from green, and then it is gradient down to
Oh,
this.
nice.
Is the,
Oh,
it's really nice. And I want one more thing that you can't see now, but I will go and get.
So, how are you, Gina?
good, DJ. How are you?
I'm good. You
Good
got
job.
the mascot. Nice.
They're a little fluffy. And last week you could win the hoodie and their pillow with the ducky on.
Cool.
I really like this hoodie. It's so comfortable. So, and it came in, as I said, perfect today, but now I'm hot again, so I need to take it off. This is what I've been doing all day. Freezing, putting hoodie on, and getting hot and taking hoodie off.
Yeah, I know how that is. Hmm.
I don't know what happened. I think it was something I might have been eating because I was throwing up and just freezing all day. So I wasn't even
Uh,
going to be
yeah.
able to do this tonight.
So,
So, DJ,
yeah.
usually have a lot of opinions before I even start my podcast. I didn't see anything in the chat today before I started about how to name a podcast.
And that's just because before you saw it, I was playing a game. So,
Okay.
He was busy.
but
Yeah. Do you have any opinions?
about naming the podcast,
Yeah.
my only suggestion is you covered this better than I will, but most definitely keep it a short name because
Yeah.
you don't need a name like the DJ Talks Adventure Chat Simple Spectacular Show. You,
Oh,
I mean,
JD.
you get what I mean by that.
Yeah.
That's way too long. So,
But
yeah.
I realized that I put myself in a somewhat crappy situation since I chose to use fika in my title.
I mean,
And
I see that because not a lot of people, at least here in the US, know the wolf, don't know the wolf figure is what it means. I
but
mean,
the crazy part is if you search, let me see here. If I search for no wait, if I search don't use the word fika first, but I use Swedish podcast.
yeah,
And most of them are about learning Swedish, of course. Let me share this. So I'm not. Come on, share screen. Here. Most of them are, of course, about learning Swedish. Simple Swedish. But here you have Coffee Break podcast, Swedish. Swedish podcast. Let's search for it in English. Ah, because I am not competing with this podcast that are in.
Yeah, and the top result is 5 podcasts to listen to if you're rolling with it. It's but long with from
But look what happens here. If I go to and search here, I don't
what
show up there. But look who's show up here on the side as the newest.
nice. Cool. I mean, yeah, and that's just because there are podcast indexers who will source that. So, huh.
But fika, surprisingly, if I search for the word, you see
Yeah,
how many websites shows up. There is a lot about fika on internet.
yeah, I definitely see that, which is
And let's search
amazing.
for Swedish fika. The first that shows up is, of course, Go Royals song. What is a Swedish fika? I can't play it because I don't want
Copy.
copyright.
Right.
But
Yeah.
that is popping up everywhere. But you see a lot Swedish fika, unique and social coffee break. What is
Yeah,
fika? A very Swedish tradition.
yeah.
They even have, if I click videos, let's see. How to host a Swedish fika. Look, why here?
Yeah, those topics on it,
So
but
I'm hoping by let's see what Ganna said there. Most people think of it as coffee time, and yes, it is coffee time, but it's so much more than just
yeah,
coffee. It's not running to Starbucks and buy your coffee.
yeah,
Sitting down, relaxing, even if you do it by yourself, but you take 10-15 minutes and just relax, recharging. So not running to Starbucks or going to a drive-through window is not fika.
mm,
It's missing the most important components, which is sit down together, relax, and
Mm-hmm.
you can fika much longer, but
yeah,
than 15 minutes. But I back in Sweden at most schools you had like a 20-minute fika break in the morning. We didn't have the afternoon break because the kids went home, so we fika how much we wanted in the afternoon. And most workplaces have a fika pause in the morning and in the afternoon
mm,
where everybody come together, you sit down, you chit chat, you hang out, I mean, it is very special, very typical Swedish.
yep,
And you go out to fika, you meet friends at the cafe for a fika. People that go on the first date might go just for a fika because
Yeah.
it's not the same pressure as going for dinner or something.
yeah,
So,
mm,
and I hope that soon it will not be trending. Soon all of US will know what fika is. And then
yeah,
I'm in a good position.
yeah. I mean, that would be a while from what I could guess because fika might be salt for at least a little bit for what I can guess.
It's sometimes when I'm trying to explain this to people, because since I mean, I lived in Sweden until I was 45.
Yeah.
So for me, it's to try to explain to someone things I have done every day my whole life that is so natural to me. It's hard to explain to someone what it really is. But if you watch on YouTube, for example, there are many Americans living in Sweden that do YouTube videos about living in Sweden as an American.
Yeah.
And many of them have videos about a Swedish fika. That is because it is so very special. So when you
Mm.
move to Sweden as an American, that is something that you notice quite often.
Yeah,
And
man. Yeah.
it's really fun for me to watch these American that lives in Sweden, their videos about things they reflect about Sweden.
Mm.
So, but now we went far away from the topic of naming your podcast. But
Yeah.
for me, it might have been a mistake to call it the Swedish fika. But I'm
But
running with it so far.
I mean, w- did you have any other names you will decide on when you started the podcast? Like, how many names did you originally come up with?
Oh, I think I probably had around 10 different names
Oh,
when
okay.
I started, before
Uh,
I decided.
hmm,
But what finally made me stick with the Swedish fika was that, just as Ganna said, fika is something that start to pops up everywhere on internet, and it's a
well,
it's a
yeah,
word
yeah.
that I think soon will be
And
people have an idea about it everywhere.
yeah,
Not
it
in
will be commonly known more
think so
outside of
because
Sweden.
at least here in the US, it's like a little in thing to go for a
Yeah,
feed. It's like
Mm-hmm.
it's the Instagram trendy thing to do. So we will see.
yeah,
But I had several names. I have named built around my Pixel Pia name because that is
okay.
Mys. Oh, no, no, no. Has nothing to do with the Danish hygge. Mys, fredagsmys. That is something I should talk about. Fredagsmys and lördagsgodis. Fredagsmys, yes, mys is. I have to write it down right away. For mys. That's that's something that I can't do like a short about because you can't translate it. So we mys
Yeah,
Mys is like fika. It's a concept. It's Is that trending too? Let's see. Let's search for mys. No, mys. Just the letter stands for Metropolitan Youth Symphony. So
yeah, yeah. Sure.
let's say mysa, because that's the full word. No,
I just have the means of Swedish. It's
let's see.
means
Fredagsmys.
translated translated to English as cozy.
Cozy?
Yeah,
Cozy, but if you search for fika, the translation is coffee.
yeah.
Right.
But
Mm-hmm.
just like that, the translation of mys is cozy,
Yeah,
but it's
it involves
it's
being
so much
left
more than
take
that.
the
Let's see.
time out for stress and most spending time with friends and be in the moment. Enjoy it with all your senses.
Here, I found one article. I don't know how relevant it is, but it's written by a Swede. So let's see here. Fredagsmys, the unlikely symbol of Sweden's cozy Friday. It's something very special, fredagsmys. So,
Okay.
okay, it's in comparison with hygge in Danish. What are you finding your information, Ghana?
Okay. What is he did? I
He?
mean,
I don't know what he is.
um,
Oh, in Danish, it says coziness, uncomfortable, ambivalent that endangers a feeling of contentment or well-being.
okay, so,
So hygge is the Danish word for mys.
Oh.
I got you.
I get that now.
My Danish isn't that good. That is probably the Scandinavian language. No, not the most, but that's more. It's more different from Swedish and Norwegian than it's alike. Finnish is the definitive different
I don't know
language.
what's going on.
You don't
Hey,
know?
Toby.
I fucking never do. What's up?
Nothing much. We're talking to Ganna. She's finding words here that she thinks I should do. episodes.
Ganna, what's going on? Any guy ever try to fucking stick his shaft on your throat? Listen,
I was
I challenge
was-
anyone to find a better fucking comment than that.
I was actually looking at a video the other day. Two Americans living in Sweden that got together made a video, and they talked a lot about how Sweden have handled the COVID thing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And because in Sweden they had no government saying you must do this and you must do that. It was all up to people's own discretion.
Yeah.
And it was actually very interesting to listen to these two Americans talking about it. They're living in Sweden and they both said that they were happy that they were living in Sweden during the pandemic.
Sure.
So,
Of course they were happy. I've been happy if I was in fucking Sweden too. We act like a bunch of idiots over here. Either way. Don't mind me, I'm eating some fucking meat. Listen,
yeah. I'm
when the
listening.
government doesn't tell you what to do, like our government did, then you sit at home and you're in Sweden, you have the freedom to do what you want. It's like, well, I'm gonna go out, Or am I gonna sit at home and cock for myself? You know, I'd probably cock for myself and save some money.
What
I
they
don't want
did in
some other man
Sweden,
cocking me.
I mean, the government had all these recommendations:
Hmm.
wear masks 6 feet apart, blah blah blah, everything.
Sure.
If you're feeling the slightest sick, stay home, work
Mhm.
from home if you can, but it was still up to people to decide for themselves. And most people follow the recommendations because they weren't forced to do it. It's just like with kids. Tell a kid they're not allowed to do something. That's
Sure.
all they want to do.
Hmm.
Yep.
So,
Do it on purpose now.
mhm.
You also
Yeah.
gotta know what you're doing too. Like, we had some weak links when when COVID started. We just fucking, some people who were just like every fucking day. Oh, now I feel this today. Now I feel this today because there was no bones about it. You wake up, you're like, I got a little bit of a headache coming on. So you stay the fuck home. Stay the fuck home. Nobody wants you near us. Like, that's the way it was, Well, some of these people, they just don't know the difference between fucking being sick and having the meat sweats. You know what I mean? You gotta know the difference.
Hmm.
But it's also the thing here where when they closed everything down, it will take forever to catch back up.
Oh, we're
And not
fucked.
just here, the whole world closed
Sure.
now. So now we don't have anything. I mean, my sister-in-law, she's trying to buy a new car. Her old car is on the edge of just breaking down. She needs to get a new car.
DJ's
And
driving her old car.
but there are no cars out there because they don't have any inventory.
Right.
Because they don't have parts to
Yeah.
put the cars together because
Yeah.
of,
Mhm.
and then you go down the chain. And
Yeah.
this will take a long, long time before we are back. Good night, gamer.
Yeah. Most
Bye, Gamer.
definitely nice
I
gamer.
didn't have the comments up. Hi, Gana. Hi, Gamer. Deep Throat Champ West Tony, huh?
I actually have my YouTube
Fuck you,
channel
Gamer.
on
Sorry.
the tab. Just to be sure today if we get any trolls in.
Yeah.
I've been
Did
editing
you
and
see
then.
my Did you see my nice hoodie I got, Sony?
I'll tell you a fucking hoodie.
Did you see it? That
I saw it. I saw the fucking thing. It's got the gradient hood, green to blue. Yep, you got the fucking. You got fucking Floppy the duck. Yep.
Mm-hmm. That's cute, but
I
I
saw it.
have.
Hey, did that fucking duck doll come with a fucking ball gag? Should have.
No.
No.
I have put it in the bookshelf so the dogs don't get to it.
Yeah, it's the last thing is when your dog's humping that thing.
Oh, humping! They would tear it apart.
Oh, they like it rough, huh?
Yeah, big dogs. They would carry this in their mouth.
Mm.
Oh,
It must be nice to be a dog.
yeah.
Like,
I'll you tell us, Teddy.
why don't I tell you? I will, you fucker. So, but if you think about it, like, there's a lot of chihuahuas and pugs in this world, right? So if you're a dog and you got like a midget fetish, there's plenty of dogs you can screw. Lots of them, right? And apparently in the dog world, you don't even have to ask. You just can fucking take it. So let me try. I tell you right now.
Well,
I tried doing that in the changing room at Walmart with a midget, and I got in trouble. It's not the same.
well,
I called her a chihuahua too.
that's not quite true. Have you seen a bitch that don't let a male dog come closer to her? They have to ask. They have to behave in a very certain way. I had a friend in Sweden that had a kennel. She bred Oh my god! Now I'm losing words. A what the heck? What? It's a type of retriever.
Golden retriever.
Golden,
Not golden and not.
Labrador.
No, I have to.
Black.
Let me tell you something. I
Flat
have a
coat.
Labrador Retriever. I've got a
Flat
Labrador
coated?
Retriever. Sorry, go ahead.
Flat coated retriever she raised.
Hmm.
And that's not, they have to beg. The dogs there, they have to beg to get what they want. It's not just taking it. So,
I mean, I'm sure in certain dogs they do that. But I had a Chihuahua. He didn't ask at all. He never asked. He never asked my fucking foot, my shin, my stuffed
no,
rabbit.
like that.
Right.
But if they get with a bitch, they have.
Well, I gotta
Because-
tell you,
Yeah.
you might be right, but that dog made me feel like a bitch.
Well, he needed a bitch,
Mhm.
and you were it. What are
My
you
shoelaces
eating?
are all stuck together. What's that?
What are you eating?
My last bite of toast.
Toast?
My wife got some. There's a dogwood tree, and they had these spiky pink balls on them, look like nuts. And you take them. I never knew they were edible. Neither did my wife. And a friend of ours told us they were.
Wow.
And then you fucking cook them down, and you press them, and you get the fucking the flavor out of them. And there's like a certain spice mix that you use just with that kind of fucking nut. It's like nutmeg, cinnamon. It's perfect for this time of year. And then so my wife and her friend have been like on a fucking tear for candy. Grape jelly, strawberry jelly, applesauce, all kinds of shit. Homemade pumpkin pie mix, fucking crazy. Anyway, her friend has a tree in her yard. Our neighbor has one. So they collected a bunch of these fucking things, and they made this stuff. And it's like the consistency of like apple butter.
Okay.
It's fucking delicious. It's amazing. Yep. It's amazing.
Well, now I'm
I-
hungry. I haven't eaten all day. I've been sick, so.
I heard, yeah, you got the shits and everything. That's crazy.
Mhm.
I opened up the jar of that stuff and I tasted it, and I wanted to fucking act like a chihuahua out of the jar. It was so good.
Yeah, no, I don't dare to eat anything today after. I don't want to get that started again. So,
I'm starting to think that people may think that I'm going to be crippled soon. I'm not sure. I got 2 people sending me canes in the next month. It's really weird.
Who
what?
else is sending you a cane?
Stacy Morgan is sending me the first cane he ever made on his channel. When he had no subscribers, he said, I'm making this cane. He made it, and he raffled it off, and Night Shame won it, and Night Shame never claimed it. And he's had it for 3.5 fucking years, and he's sick of it sitting around. So he's giving it to me with some Stacy Morgan buttons and a sticker and some fucking jerky and a t-shirt. It's pretty cool. And then Mick T sent me a message, and he sent me pictures of this thing a while back. It's like a cane / walking stick. It's a it's hand carved by a friend of his, and it's got squirrels on it.
Nice.
So yeah, it's pretty fucking cool.
That's neat.
Yeah.
How are you doing with your podcast, by the way? Since we talked podcast here today, Tony.
Not. So I
Not?
recorded a couple. Well, I have 4 episodes recorded, but then my mom got a place and she moved the fuck out, and I moved into here, and I was like, maybe I should re-record all of them so that they're all consistent in the same setting, and I should do it the way I want to do it, the way I've been wanting to do it, which is my wife got me this big, beautiful, heavy terry cloth bathrobe for my birthday, for Father's Day, and she fucking put the fucking Helix Squirrel symbol on it right here. So I kind of want to make it like a chat with me, you know, maybe get a pipe. I don't even know what I'm going to do. No fucking idea what I'm talking about. But wear the robe maybe, you know. So what I'm working on now is hanging some stuff. We talked about this last night. Talked about it last week. You get like a shadow behind you. It looks like a penis. So I want to hang some stuff up in here first. That way when I record it, penis, it doesn't, get the echo. I listened. Listen, I went back today. You guys had me all fucked up. I went back and listened like my last 5 videos. I recorded 2 videos tonight and I listened to them. I cranked them way the fuck up in the editing software to listen to them. There's no echo at all in my videos. There's none. And I was so fucking scared about it. And you guys had me all fucking going last night. I was like, fuck, my videos are all echoing. I didn't even realize it. And I went listen. I was like, there's no fucking echo.
No, it's never on your videos.
Yeah.
Today you sound good, but last night it was like you were sitting.
That's StreamYard's. I've heard it on other people's panels. It's a glitch in StreamYard. That's why you got to back out and come back in, and I don't know. And sometimes that doesn't work. You got to do it a few times. But StreamYard has this fucking echo glitch. It's annoying as fuck. It happened on Ken's stream one night.
That is, that is if you don't have cancellation on. But you can turn, always have echo cancellation on in my StreamYard settings.
Yeah, I know. Well, I understand that, and so do these guys. It's a glitch. It just came out like a month ago. It's not all the time, but once in a while. And what happens is sometimes you can isolate the person it's happening to by muting people one at a time, and then you can tell them to fucking go back to shut down StreamYards and then come back in. And they might have to do it 2 or 3 times, but it'll work. The problem is if you don't nail it right away and the person doesn't back out, like I backed out last night, I shut it down and came back in. If you don't do that, it'll travel. So like we were on Ken's stream one night and he like muted me and muted like 4 other people, and then the 5th guy had it, so he like logged, but no, he sat there and kept talking about it. He kept going, no, it's not me, and Ken's like, everybody else is muted, I can fucking hear it. So then Ken unmuted everybody. He's like, will you guys tell this guy he's echoing? And then 2 other people started echoing. So this guy logged out and came back in, and then 2 other people. By the time it was all over with, everybody ended up logging back in at some point because it was just jumping like crazy.
You know, I can go in from my side and change the mic for all of you individually. I can go in and edit your mic settings. Now you have echo cancellation on, and I can automatically adjust your volume, or I can set your volume to a specific one. I can do that for every guest, so we all have the same volume. The host can do that.
Right.
Cool.
So now I'm turning up Gina a little bit. Say something,
Yeah,
Gina.
crank her up. Let's go, Gina.
What do you want me to say?
There you go. Perfect.
Because you are always a little lower than everybody else. So now I turned your mic
I
up
get
a
a
bit.
fucking copyright claim for this motherfucker. So I'm gonna re-record. They're just stories. There's not I don't fucking know. Like I've had a few people now. I've had other people like I was talking about, and they're like, "Dude, waiting for this call." I'm like, "What the fuck?" Pay attention when I'm on live stream. I tell stories all the time. I'm a fucking storyteller. That's what I do. That's what I do.
Have you thought about the specific name?
Yeah, I don't know. Fucking story time with Squirrel. I don't know. Squirrel speaks. No, I can't do that. And the DJ will get pissed.
I don't care.
I'm going.
My podcast
name. Oh, here in the I'll type it in the private chat for you. Also, you were talking earlier about that's it right there. Name checker without the e's in checker. That's the website you can go to, and it'll check every social media platform to see if the name is taken or not for you. That's what I looked. That's what I looked. Helix Squirrel viewed this and the other side of Squirrel up on before I started all my channels.
Yeah, because especially if you want to build a website around it.
Right. Fuck.
You need to.
Big Nutcast.
Nutcast.
Jana has idea.
Nutcast. I missed it. What happened?
Big Nutcast, she said.
Yeah.
Oh, Big Nutcast.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then for the logo of the podcast, I can just use the Airbnb logo because it looks like a big giant nut sack anyway.
Uh,
Look at her logo.
Squirrel talk.
Yeah. Oh, I haven't talked about that at all this series, have I? About art for your podcast.
Art?
What?
no, you have not. I mean, it's one thing that you do need to consider is what is your cover gonna look like.
Yeah. Your cover for you. And the thing, if you do an audio podcast, if you don't do your YouTube podcast, if you do it as an
Do
audio podcast, you have to, everything you do, description, art, title, everything you should always go after Apple podcast requirement for all of this, because they are like standard. So you have to, if you art must be, I think the standard for them are 3000 by 3000 pixels in your channel art square.
I feel like I've aged like 6 years in the past 8 months. That's just
Why?
on a side note. Continue. I don't know. I just feel like I have. I don't know. I was looking back at like my videos when this whole fucking thing really started taking off for me, and I was like, I look 6 years younger. What the fuck happened to me?
Oh, you
Kids,
have
that's what
too
fucking
much
happened.
work to do.
Huh?
You have too much work to do.
Oh, I do that as well, but I just really feel like, speaking of which,
Lack
I
of
can put you
sleep.
guys. I even
Mhm.
hooked up a fucking second monitor now. I got a monitor here, but then I got a monitor over here, which is where I just moved you guys to, so I can work over here and do a thumbnail because I got videos coming out on both channels again tomorrow. That's been rough, but doing it.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
fucking song I did today on the other side of Squirrel was fucking hilarious. I laughed my fucking tits off recording that song, and today when it came out, I watched it again and I laughed my ass off again. That guy is awesome.
I haven't watched anything today because I've been so
That
out
would be a
of it.
great theme song.
Yeah, right.
And
Oh, by the way, Rancer Rogers said that he's accepting my rant invitation.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Gonna
That's what
do-
he said. Yeah. All right. Whatever.
We're gonna do another one.
You're gonna rant against fucking Matt. I asked. I threw down the gauntlet. You missed it, Pia. You missed it. I did a fuck you Matt Rogers video this week.
Mm-hmm.
Gave Matt Rogers a big fuck you. Did
No,
you catch?
I
Did you
have
catch
had
the little?
too much to do.
Oh,
I
that's
have
all
had
right.
way
It's
too much to do.
it's on the other side of scroll anyway. I don't fucking whatever. And fucking is what it is.
I just started to feel that I'm catching up. I need to record a couple of podcasts. The decision I made to do the live streams both Tuesday, Thursday like this, and then edit out the first part really gave me the extra time I needed for everything else. So
There you go.
I never need to sit down and film for my tutorials. I have it done when I do my live streams, and then I just edit them. And
Yeah.
while I was waiting today for the live stream to start after I got sis in bed, I got uploaded the rest of the words for this week, so that's all set up.
What are the rest of the words you got coming this week? Like fucking vagina, titties, and fuck. I mean, this is ridiculous. The fucking words you're coming up with are great. Bestiality. It means a cup of tea.
This week, everything is on the sex side, all of them.
I mean, you know, it's not.
If
it's not
you
bad.
translate them, not in Swedish, none of them are.
No, in
or-
Swedish, it's like I cooked you an egg and we had a beautiful picnic. But in English, it's like I corn holder in the ass with a guinea pig. I don't know. It's fucking. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
This week, it's all like that. You can misinterpret if you hear it in, not if you read it, just as you said, Gina, that it's,
Just the spelling.
yeah.
Yeah.
What do I have today? Today's obviously for some reason seemed very popular. Tomorrow
Pegging.
I have the rest of the week is cunt, fuck, slut, slut.
I was fucking right on half of those motherfuckers.
Hmm?
What does pegging mean? Is that a word? Is pegging a word or peg? That's not a word in pegging?
No.
No? Over here, it's when a woman fucks a guy in the butt with a dildo, but I didn't know if it meant something over there. Yeah. Pegging means to wash your towels. Sue and Steve were
No.
pegging in the laundry room. Let's see.
No, I don't know what that is.
I don't know what it is.
Unless it's a more modern slang word that.
Oh, it's more modern. I don't know. It just kind of came more. It seems like just recently is when it all kind of, women started doing this.
Because
it's like the
I
cool thing
haven't
to do.
lived in Sweden for 18 years, so
Strap them down.
I don't know what is actual right now. But these are words that are, well, you have to see them.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah.
It's really weird. Like I go looking, like I check every couple of days because your podcasts I get notifications for, but the shorts I don't. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't get notifications for
I
anybody.
guess no shorts get notifications. I didn't realize that
No.
until I started trying to find yours.
No, but
Yeah.
I put them all in a
Suck a
playlist.
butt.
So I have my shorts in one playlist.
Nice.
I'm looking for
And
it.
then I put all the sound bites for upcoming episodes in another playlist. And then the episodes in a third playlist.
What was this? Oh, I know what I was doing.
And that just reminded me I have to go and work on that. My homepage for Swedish Fika and put the playlists in there. I haven't done. What is she doing here?
Oh, hi.
I don't know.
She got Bob Marley's Buffalo Soldier stuck in my head. Oh, she's singing. I don't know
Oh.
what she's singing right there. These are singing. No, I have it stuck in my head, Ghana. Why did you say that? Crap.
Soldier.
I'm glad I don't know that song because I get music easily stuck in my head if I hear the name.
Talk about crazy songs getting stuck in your head. Sweden always is a part of Eurovision Song Contest, And many, many years ago, long before I even moved here, they had one year's. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, I can't write it there. Wait. Let's see.
I managed to recall next week's
Such
video.
a bad Swedish song. 1984. That's how long ago it was. In
1984.
Eurovision Song Contest. It was a little Swedish boy band. And that song, it's so bad. But that song, for some reason, all of a sudden, it pops into my head and I can't stop singing it, like in my head. And I hate the song. And it happens like once a year or something. That darn song ends up in my brain. And you know what?
Buffalo Soldier?
No, this Swedish Stop. I'm gonna play it for you. Remember, this is 84, so the quality of this is not the best. I'm gonna share
Is this
it with.
Jesus is my friend? I love this song if it is.
No,
Jesus
it's
is my friend.
Swedish
I have a
song.
friend in Jesus.
It's a Swedish song. So, and I don't know if I get the copyright for this. If
Yeah.
I do,
If it's a fucking strike, just don't get struck two more times in the next 90 days, and then it's wiped off.
I
If it's
know.
a fucking claim, who gives a shit? You know, what are they
Let's see.
claiming the revenue?
I don't know.
How come?
Here, let's listen to it. Let me turn the volume on here. It's terrible, I'm telling you. It's in Swedish.
I want to fight all three of these guys.
Wait for the chorus. That's what gets stuck in my
Are those wrestling boots? Are these guys wrestlers? Killer Bees.
They have golden shoes. That's what they're singing about.
Golden shoes. Yeah, I bet they stick golden things inside of each other too.
Stop. We had enough. Come on.
No, I want to hear the chorus. There's 3 more people that I haven't heard from yet. What the fuck?
Oh, the chorus. Oh, it's so terrible. It's so terrible. And that song, from time to time,
Great Expectations.
gets stuck in my brain. It's awful. Diggiloo diggiley. Now I will have that stuck in my brain forever. Who's playing something in the background?
I don't know what that. I don't know what they were even singing. What were they singing?
Diggiloo diggiley, everybody's looking at me when I'm walking in my golden shoes.
Oh, so they're really hyping up these fucking golden shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got a fucking
Whole
pair of
song
golden
is
work boots that I like to
about
put on and fucking put the work on these fucking 2 fucks, 3 fucks, 1 fuck, 2 fuck, 3 fuck, 4, fucking all 3 of them.
The whole song is about that. It's crazy.
You don't know Jesus is my friend? No?
Yeah, I know. That's. Oh, whoa. Stop. Stop. Oh. Oh.
Pen in his eye.
Do it again! I fucking dare! No. Kidding. I'm not.
I have to close this window so that's accidentally not happen again. That's one of those.
I would rather watch Donny Osmond have sex with his sister than watch that again.
I'm
You know,
telling
that
you,
happens. That happens on a regular basis. So no, that's not a fucking thing.
so terrible.
Yeah, it's like if you think Michael wasn't, you know. Norm Macdonald. Do you know who Norm Macdonald was? Do you know Norm Macdonald? That's my fucking pen. I just throw it. It's fine. No, Norm Macdonald? No? Anybody who was on Saturday Night Live? Oh my God, this guy's fucking hilarious. He died a couple weeks ago. He had cancer.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh, okay.
they were showing like some of his old material, and he was on fucking Johnny Carson. Oh my God, Johnny Carson at Jay Leno, and he was like, "Yeah, so Michael Jackson's got a woman pregnant, and they're gonna have a kid." He goes, "Yeah, that's what I heard." He goes, "Yeah," he said, "if they're having a daughter, they're gonna name her Emily." He goes, "If he has a son, he's gonna fuck it."
Oh my God.
So bad. So fucking
Ah.
bad. It's okay. Cosby was America's dad, so that's all we care about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Too high for this. Me too, Gana. Jesus. Fuck. What is this? Watch this move.
You
See this
didn't
here?
enjoy that Swedish
April.
music?
Oh, I loved it. Oh, I did. I loved it. It was great. I
Gana.
had a little fucking private fika for myself over here.
Yeah. I was
Having a
sweating
fucking
again.
seltzer
This is-
fika.
Yeah, I'm out of seltzer. That's all I have been drinking all day.
Yeah.
Guys, I actually can't
fine.
do this anymore.
Go rest.
Yeah, I have to.
Night, guys.
I was thinking of maybe recording some audio tonight, but I am too exhausted.
Oh,
And I
that's
haven't
cool.
done anything. But I guess it's from not eating all day.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
Energy. Guys, it's always
Yeah.
nice to see you here.
It's always good to be seen.
And
I mean, it's always nice to see you too.
I
Yeah.
hope you forgive me for that Swedish Eurovision Song Contest contribution there. I don't know why I did that.
I'm looking forward to cunt being the word of the day, whenever that is.
Cunt is
Cunt.
tomorrow, I think. Cunt.
Oh boy.
I think
He's
it's
gonna be
tomorrow.
looking. Bye.
I'll just start
At
thinking
noon
about it.
every day they come out. So I think cunt
At
is
noon.
nice.
Gotcha.
Gana, did you get off topic? Did you get my last email about me wanting to see your PDF files, not the PNG files?
Oh, no, I didn't get that email.
No, Gana.
No.
Oh, no, you didn't send me an email. Okay.
Gana.
That's fine.
Trying to figure out her problems with her
Yeah.
The coloring.
Okay, guys,
Excuse me.
I am actually gonna end this with some music. What music this is? I'm just playing it.
The good one.
Keep on
Tia.
watching cartoons.
Yeah, come.
Yeah, I have a quick question for you.
Never stop learning. Bye, guys.
Shove your chef in somebody. And give him the fucking chef business. Tia, do you know who Infinite Music Reactions is? Lee Reacts?